Welcome back. You know, I'm playing Tides of NUMENERA because I wanted a good RPG, and I decided instead of starting another one, I'm going to go ahead and finish some of the ones I've already started. Also, I'm eating some really spicy chips, so I apologize for the ASMR. You like that, don't you? Pretty sure I was a little bit further than that. Oh, okay, yeah. There we go. There we go, that thing. Linda. See here. I don't prophesize for free, pal. Making it up as I go, pal. No, all in fun. The sign over the stall says the arming room. Buy, sell, trade. Under the awning, a skinny man with stooped shoulders and a concave chest is cleaning a filth-caked weapon of some kind. And salutes you with a greasy hand. Done in a moment. Have a look around. If you need anything, let me know. Damn it. Can you tell me about Sage's Cliffs? Good place for the arms trade. Not much call for weapons in the city proper, it's true. The levies keep things quiet. Shrugs. I get most of my business from mercenary companies. The endless battle draws them by the dozens. Explore, sue plenty of carcass, save up the shins and kid themselves. Sorry, those chips are killing me. Alright, that's it. Physical damage. think it's good, honestly. Stupid suit. Nearly every inch of this merchant's body is covered in tightly wound robes and furs. A hood obscures its head, and a mask conceals its face. It caresses a cracked ancient scroll with dark fingers. It notices you and gently taps a similarly dressed companion on the shoulder, leaving a smudge of fibrous ink. Falinda recognized the thief at once, the creature says, crossing its swaddled arms. Perhaps he imagined that by speaking to Steristi, he would evade Falinda's notice. Unfortunately for him, nothing ever did. Watch Steristi work. The merchant's speed-fingered hands glide over a faded parchment with the faint sound of quills scratching vibrant letters and an unfamiliar tongue appear in their wake. Watch Steristi work some more. The merchant again passes a hand over the page, and you hear the scrape of quill and paper. Dark letters emerge from the shadows of the hand as it pulled beneath the page. Oh. Why don't you talk? Yeah, what about Falinda? Neither Falinda nor Steristi could believe the thief had come back, but had he come in shame, ready to return what he had taken? No, his hands were empty, his expression baffled. Falinda crossed swaddled arms. Perhaps the thief had simply forgot to return what he had borrowed. But this made him no less. You, met the previous inhabitant of his body. What did he say? I didn't borrow anything from you. The thief protested, but Falinda was unconvinced. The merchant's memory wasn't organized as a library shelf, and it remembered this face. Twisted with desire for the very book in question, it remembered the same voice making promises it apparently had no intent of keeping. 10 years ago, this thief had borrowed a book. Falinda wondered if the scoundrel was possibly unfamiliar with the definition of the word. It did not mean taking that thing, keeping it after all. Steristi pointed at the work. Steristi pointedly returns to work, ignoring you both. Falinda sighs, massaging its temples with gloved hands. But in the end, Falinda took a deep, deep breath and asked the thief to simply return the sealed and long overdue book with the 5-colored sigil on its cover. I'll find the book, you have my word. Dominant tides change legacy issued. Holy shit. Whoa. Thief cleared, and Falinda was satisfied, temporarily, and with that the merchant returns to its work as well.
Updated my journal.
I updated my journal. Oh, I thought it said Oreo. Damn. Wind spins off the distant seas. Boy whistling up to us. He glances up at you. Saw you wandering down the reef, he says. Did you get that star? Looks at your face and grins. Guess not. The interface. It's found good pick. That ain't the face. It's okay. I see it. Saw you were wandering down in the reef. Did you get that star before the others did? Looks back at your face and grins. Guess not. That ain't the face that found a good pick. A lot of people went looking for the star, did they? Despite his harsh words, his eyes settle on yours, studying, deciding. His mouth settles on an irritated look. He says, running a hand through his doubled scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like folk new to sages on their own. If you have questions about the sea, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them, free of charge. Of course, it looks like you already have a guide, he says, nodding. Galastiche? Hello, dear. Your companion say politely before turning to... shit! Your companion says politely before turning to you. Otero knows this city better than almost anyone, and it's quite unlike him to give anything away for free, let alone his terribly valuable advice. Do take him up on his offer. Nice of you to say. Nice of you to say, Otero says, eyeing you. Well? I'm looking for the cult of the changing god. Hey, you're not going to be able to miss him, he says, smirking. They're camped around that weird clock on the other side of the square. settles his hand on his hips. What do you want with those carcass anyway? They owe you something. I just need to ask them a few questions. Fair enough, he says, shrugging. Even carcass get it right sometimes. Where's the Order of the Truth? In Government Square. From here, follow the path to the round to the left and look for the stairs going up. So we're in Circus Minor now. Yeah, the heart of the city, he says, folding his arms. The levies and politicians will tell you the Government Square is in Sage's Cliffs, but they're not thinking right. He spreads his hands, framing the plaza. When folks come to Sage's, they come here. They talk and trade, flirt and fight, tell stories. Everyone who comes here leaves different. Anyway, what do you want to know? Does anyone around here know how to fix complex machinery? He says, scanning the plaza. Prada, that's the bug lady in the market. Is pretty good with machines. You might ask her for advice. He rubs the back of his neck. Otherwise, you want to visit the foreman in the underbelly. They might be able to fix it if they can stop fighting long enough. Okay, so Prada. What's happening on that stage? An execution, he says, rolling his eyes. It'll be on for a few days yet. All these folks, they'll learn the great truths from the nightmares of a dying man. He shakes his head. It's not worth my time, but it might be worth yours if you haven't seen it before. What are you doing here, anyway? Just got back from the scrounge, he says. I'm here trading salvo for supplies before I set out again. Enjoying the sights, you know? Tara, you can't help but notice that he doesn't seem to be enjoying himself. He looks downright unhappy. Guilty, even. Who are you looking for? He flinches and glares at you. At first it seems like he's not going to answer. Girl I met a while back, he says, looking away. She was new in town, like you. I'm just wondering what happened to her, if she's okay, I suppose. Anyway, you got any other questions? Alright, Otero was a super helpful guy. What are they doing to that poor man? This man stares at the executioner in a horror he cannot look away. No crime deserves such punishment. How can this be allowed? Why is he watching this? They are animals. They find pleasure in cruelty. What exactly is happening here? A waking nightmare, though they call it an execution. He shudders. The unfortunate victim is put into a trance and forced to speak his nightmares. His words spill out onto his rope, out of him as rope of flesh, which wraps around his body until it crushes him to death. He shakes his head, and the indignity doesn't end when the poor wretch finally dies, for the devourer of wrongs eats his flesh. Jesus Christ. Alright. Okay, let's explore this beautiful city. Alright, hey. Some roaming shadows of eye and blood claw of tooth and burning meadow of red and oh, Jesus. Embedded in the cliff walls is a massive structure that clearly predates the building that it surrounds. Where'd it go? Oh crap. Where'd it go? This is the underbelly, I'm assuming. Prata. Look at that, a hint that it's actually helpful. That's nice. Yes, brother. You ain't on the scrounge, are you? Ain't enough here for both of us. Whoa, what the? The cultist glances over you casually. His eyes widen when they reach your tattoo. One of his beloved vessels. Forgive me, I wasn't expecting to see any of your illustrious number down here. He smiles, giving you a little nod. I respectfully suggest that you introduce yourself to Casmine and Mimian in the Circus Minor if you haven't already. In the meantime, how can I help you? We're Casmine and Mimian, the leaders of the cult that celebrate your eternal father. You seem to think he has confused you, for he adds the changing god. Cultist. Farewell. You as well, beloved vessel. Like this guy.
I've already told you, I want nothing to do with this Carradine. But you bring her to my door, ditch her someplace, and then maybe we can talk.
Oh, you're an asshole. No, there's some jack that runs down his lug, judging from his bare feet and dusty jerkin, but he takes in surroundings with a hopeful gaze. As you approach, he smiles and throws out his arms in greeting, which reveals the tools of his trade on his back. Puts his finger on the side of his nose and gives you a wing howl. Help me, got any plod for a topside slipper. Wow. Possibly. Sunshine, sea slide, or landward? Both? Here's your steady plod then, that's sunshine. I just need a sniffer for the landward. You have to find me a dangler for the slide, you catch me? Yes, I can catch you. You can? He gives you a suspicious look. You don't speak the can at all, do you? What were you leading me on for? I want to see how far I can go. He said with a grin, not far enough, I'm afraid, but no worries. I should have spotted you for a sit the moment I saw you. Never mind. His hands clasp. He claps his hands. Gives you a fresh once over. So new to the underbelly, eh? Just visiting. We're looking for something in particular. Who are you? Montpa, professional fenestrationist. Recently arrived in the big city from fair Kyokiran. Hey, I said that right. Kyokiran. And at your service. What's a fenestrationist? Oh, well, I open windows for a living. Where's Kyokiran? What? You've never heard the old song? Do you know the way to Kyokiran? He starts singing, in the back of the beyond, east of the spire and west of the Vron. That's where the girls are footloose and free. That's where my sweetheart is waiting for me. No? Not one of your favorites? Ah, well. What can you tell me about this place? He smiles. What can you tell me out of your shins in your purse? Have you got a few spare? I'm the skin at the moment, and it's making me hard to remember things. And here's 3 shins. He snatches the coins and they disappear into his ragged shirt. Much obliged now, he rubs his chin. Where to start? You hear about the people who live here? Or maybe the Stitcher tunnels? Or the manufactory? Or those crazy Dindra whore bastards? He points at you, leering. Or maybe you heard about the murder and you're looking for a thrill. Give me your general take on the underbelly. He shrugs. It's the bottom of the ladder, as they say around here. There ain't nothing more down to go. But that's a good thing, right? Means you got nowhere to go but up. A passing thought dims his cheery expression. Unless you drown or get swallowed by the bloom or something. Tell me about the people here. He blows out his cheeks. Well, I won't talk about everyone. There's a lot of us here, but I'll hit the highlights, or lowlights, I guess. Starts to count off of his finger. There's Folsom, of course. He runs things around here, not officially, mind you, but just as sharp as Shagan, Chagan, I don't know, with the hardest crew is all. Michelle, who sells bits and bobs at her stall. Mook, the meatmonger, who sells meat. Pats his chest. Tell Milk I sent you if you pay him a visit. He gives me a shin for each referral. Let's see. There's Eligaren, the Eon priest, who isn't anymore, but still knows his stuff. Mepper, crazy Carker, who's covered in maps, you know. And well, I suppose there's Crooked Keek. She's not very interesting, but she looks funny. Is that your float? He spreads his hands. That's all that's worth mentioning. What do you know about the Stitcher tunnels? They've dug them all over the place around here. You only see the ends of them, since they filled them with loose dirt that only they can dig through. About the manufactory. Shakes his head as if bewildered. That's the hard plot right there. Folks you'd think were smart enough to know honest work is bad for your slaving away at those furnaces. And giant constructs watching over them like mental slave drivers. He shivers. Huh. I've only looked in once, scared the wits out of me, so I never went back in. Tell me more about Dendro, her. The cannibals? Ha! Sometimes I think they do it just so they can be crazier than anyone else. I know they got some kind of mumbo-jumbo reason for eating dead folks, but I think they just like making people squirm, you know? Well, farewell. Keep it high, Sit. I like that guy, he was awesome. What was his name? Montpa. A small, hollow-cheeked mutant sings a soft, wavering tune to herself. Yellow bruises discolor her skin. Wounds form, not from violence, but from malnutrition, and her prominent bones bend and twist at odd angles. Still she smiles. She smiles at the oily water devoid of any fish. She smiles as she sees her empty basket beside you, and she smiles at you when she sees you standing over her. Aww. Hello, I'm Crooked Keef of the Cold Canyon tribe. I haven't seen you down here before. I hope you're not here to fish. They're nibbling instead of biting today. She coughs into her cupped hands, a raw and ragged hacking that bends her double. You take her for a child at first, but after studying her features, it's clear she's in her late teens. It's only some mutation in her bony structure born of starvation that makes her seem childlike. I'm very sad. Why do you think the fish aren't biting? Fish down here are pretty fast and smart. They're nibbling at the bait, then swimming away. She watches. What the fuck? Is that a headless guy? What? She watches the line with a combination of hunger and weakness. It's hard for me to get to the pole. Can I try fishing with you here? You're welcome to it, she says. Only if you do find something. Could you share? She trails off blushing. Never mind. Oh. You said you're part of the Cold Canyon tribe? No, she says slightly. They're all gone, either dead or gone. She doesn't meet your eyes. There used to be a lot of us when we came here when I was a baby running from... She pauses. A war? Some sort of war that never ends. My parents thought I would be safe here, but the tribe died off one by one. She just turns away, wiping tears. The city is hard on people like us. How is the city hard on the tribe? They were used to living in wilderness, so they knew what they could eat safely. Here, it's not so simple. My mother told me that 10 people died eating tainted food before we found the fishing hole. She stares into the murky water. Then there's diseases you can catch in the city, and the hate. A lot of us are killed for just being hard to look at, I guess. Is it as hard for you to survive here as it was for your people? No, she says, smiling. I don't have a lot to eat, but I'm more resistant to sickness than my parents were. And people here know me. They leave me alone. You said everyone in your tribe is dead? Not everyone, she says with a brave little smile. I'm here, and some of us just left for better places. I bet they're doing really well. Your real name is Crooked Keek. Sort of. My parents called me Keek, but nickname came later. She hunches over, her eyes darting shadily from side to side. It's because I sell junk for high prices and bribe the levies to carry people off in the night. She laughs. Ha! No, not really. People call me Crooked because I look twisted and broken. Oh my god, she's the sweetest little child.
Fine.
Third pieces of post. Examine the line. Could you try catching something for me? I've had no luck today. Besides, everything down there is pretty much stronger than me. Ooh, I can't do this. She's got me too emotional. You pull on the line, and something in the dark pulls back. You press your lips together, and Rod, what a cipher being tangled in the water. It's beautiful! Crooked Keek breathes. I was just hoping for a fish. I can sell it. Eat for weeks. Hand it over. That's a cipher to her, and she squinches her eyes shut. Thank you. Use my fishing pole whenever you want. Take hold of the beginning, reeling the line. Nothing is on the hook. You might have better luck tomorrow. Take the line again. Not really. I can't call them liars, can I? She smiles, but it's not the radiant thing you saw before. Right. Oh, hello, I know you. You're dead. Say you want to be a bridge. How do you even do that? Shrugs and smiles. Travel. I see places. I map them out of my skin and maybe inside me. I don't know. I mean, the lines change when I look, and they've got to be stored sometimes, right? I just need to collect places. Please know that I've done something making maps. Is all I know. That's all I want to know. Alright, well, this was a very short-lived episode. We met some cool characters, but I gotta get out. I gotta skedaddle. Maybe I'll get to play more in a little bit.